I slept with him because I deserved it, Matt. Those were the first words out of Jessica's mouth when I confronted her. She didn't flinch. She didn't try to deny it. She said it like she was bragging about getting a free dessert. I'd found the condom wrapper under our bed, not mine. I'd been gone for one weekend. Visiting my dad for his birthday. When I got back, Jessica was acting different. Extra sweet. Too sweet. The kind of fake affection that makes your skin crawl. I should have known. But I didn't put it together until I stepped on the wrapper. I wasn't even looking for it. I just dropped my phone under the bed, and there it was like a punch to the gut. What the fuck is this? I held it up, staring at her across the kitchen. Jessica barely looked up from her wine. A condom, Matt. You're a grown man, you should know what those look like. We don't use them. She smirked. Guess you caught me. I thought she was joking. I honestly did. But she just took another sip, shrugged, and said it. I fucked him because I deserved it. I almost dropped the damn thing right there. What the hell does that even mean? Jessica leaned against the counter, crossing her arms. Her top was low, just enough cleavage to piss me off. It means I've been stressed, Matt. I'm tired of picking up your slack around here. I wanted a break, and he was there. Simple. You slept with some random dude from a bar because you were stressed? I couldn't even wrap my head around it. Don't be so dramatic, she sighed, rolling her eyes. It was one night. I needed to feel good for once. I gripped the edge of the counter, knuckles turning white. And I don't make you feel good? Jessica's lips curled into the nastiest smirk I'd ever seen. Not like he did. Jessica strutted around the house the next day like she won something. She hummed in the kitchen, wearing that tight little black dress. The one she always said was just for girls' nights. She wasn't even trying to hide it. I sat at the table, sipping coffee, watching her. Where you headed tonight? Her eyes flicked toward me, amused. Out. Maybe the same bar. I gritted my teeth. You're not serious. She leaned over the counter, giving me a full view of her cleavage. What's the matter, Matt? Can't handle it? I told you it was one time. Then why are you going back there? Jessica shrugged, swirling the wine she poured at 10 a.m. like she wasn't a walking cliché. Maybe I liked the attention. I could feel my jaw locking up. You keep pushing, Jess. You're going to regret it. She laughed. Oh, I'm shaking. What are you going to do? Sleep on the couch again? I didn't respond, but I was already planning. That night, Jessica left in her dress. No bra, red lipstick, heels she hadn't worn in years. She didn't even say goodbye. I followed her. I waited 10 minutes before getting in my truck, pulling out slowly, headlights off. She went straight to the bar across town, the same one where she deserved her little reward. I parked across the street, watching from the shadows. Jessica wasn't alone for long. A guy slid up next to her almost immediately. Tall, blonde, all smiles. I didn't recognize him, but I didn't need to. I knew the type. He bought her a drink. She laughed, leaning in, hand resting on his arm. I watched as she whispered something in his ear, biting her lip. She was enjoying this. Fine. I pulled out my phone and snapped a photo of them together. Then another, and another. When she stumbled back home around 2 a.m., she didn't expect me to be sitting on the couch, waiting. Jessica tossed her purse on the counter, heels dangling from one hand. You're up late, she said casually, as if she hadn't been out dry humping some asshole in a bar. How was the bar? I asked, keeping my voice calm. She paused, eyes narrowing. Good. Just had drinks with friends. I raised an eyebrow. Friends? That what we're calling him now? Her smile froze. What are you talking about? I pulled out my phone and held up the pictures. Blonde guy. You remember him, right? Seemed real friendly. Jessica's face twisted, but she recovered quickly. Oh my God, Matt. You followed me? Jesus Christ. Are you stalking me now? Don't try to flip this on me. I snapped. You're out there throwing yourself at random guys, and I'm supposed to sit here like a fucking idiot? She rolled her eyes. I didn't sleep with him. Chill out. Yet, I growled. Jessica smirked. Maybe next time. I clenched my fists, but I didn't explode. Not yet. You keep saying you deserve this, I said quietly. But you're not the only one who deserves things, Jess. Her eyes flickered with something curiosity, maybe. What the hell does that mean? I smiled coldly. You'll find out. Jessica scoffed, disappearing upstairs without another word. I wasn't bluffing. The next day, I left work early and headed straight to that same bar. I didn't go to drink. I went to talk. To the blonde guy. I found him sitting in the corner, chatting with the bartender. He didn't recognize me when I sat down beside him. Jessica's husband, I said, extending a hand. His smile dropped instantly. Oh shit. Hey man, I didn't. Relax, I interrupted, signaling the bartender for 2 drinks. I'm not here to fight you. He eyed me carefully. Then why are you here? I sipped my beer slowly, letting him sweat for a moment. I want you to keep seeing her, I said casually. His eyes widened. What? I'm serious. Just do me a favor. Take pictures. Blondie looked like he was trying to figure out if I was messing with him. You're okay with this? He asked hesitantly. More than okay. Hell, I'll even pay for your drinks. He stared at me, lips twitching. This some kind of trap? I laughed. No trap. Just let me know when she fucks up. Blondie thought about it for a second, then shrugged. Fine. If you say so. I paid for his drink and left without another word. Jessica came home glowing the next few nights. I didn't ask questions. I didn't accuse her. I just smiled and kissed her cheek, letting her think I didn't care. She had no idea she was digging her own grave. Jessica thought she was getting away with it. Every night, she'd come home later, lipstick smudged, hair tangled, and that smug little smirk plastered across her face. She was flaunting it now, testing how far she could push me. I let her. Blondie, his name was Kyle, by the way, texted me 3 days later. Kyle, she's here again. 3rd night in a row. Kyle, pretty handsy tonight. You sure you're cool with this? Me, I told you take pics. And he did. He sent me everything. Pictures of her grinding against him on the dance floor, whispering in his ear, and slipping into the back alley behind the bar. She thought no one could see them. She didn't know Kyle had his phone out. That Friday, Jessica waltzed through the front door like she owned the place. You should really go out sometime, Matt, she chirped, tossing her purse onto the table. You're starting to look pathetic sitting around waiting for me. I barely looked up from the TV. Maybe I will. Her eyebrow twitched at that. Oh, yeah, I said casually, taking a sip of beer, thinking about hitting up that bar you like so much. Heard they've got good drinks. Jessica's smirk faltered. Doubt it's your scene. Maybe, I replied, eyes locked on the screen. But Kyle seems like a cool guy. I'm sure he'll show me around. Her face froze. I heard the keys hit the table with a soft clink. She stepped closer, voice low. What did you just say? I turned to face her, smiling. Kyle. Blonde guy. You know, the one you keep rewarding yourself with behind the bar. Jessica's eyes narrowed into slits. You're full of shit. I pulled out my phone and held it up. The screen lit up with Kyle's messages and pictures. Jessica kissing him. Jessica straddling him in the alley. Jessica's hand down his jeans. Her face drained of color. You've been spying on me? Nope, I said calmly. Kyle's been doing that for me. She lunged for the phone, but I stepped back. Don't make me send these to your mom. Jessica's hand froze midair. You're a fucking psycho, Matt. I laughed coldly.
No, Jessica.
I'm just not an idiot. The next morning, Jessica was quieter than usual. She sat at the kitchen table, staring at her coffee like it might crawl out of the cup and strangle her. I leaned against the counter, watching her. You're awfully quiet today. Kyle not available? Her head snapped up. Don't start. Oh, come on. You're the one who deserved him, right? She shoved her chair back and stood abruptly. I said drop it. I didn't. That night, I texted Kyle again. Let me know if she shows up tonight. Kyle, want me to fuck her this time? Nah. Just let her think you will. Jessica left around 8 p.m., all dolled up in that tight dress again. She didn't even glance at me as she walked out. I waited. 9:15 p.m. Kyle texted. She's here. Already on her third drink. I smiled. Me, perfect.
He's here.
Make sure she sees you take pics. Jessica didn't come home until almost 4 a.m. I was awake, sitting at the kitchen table, phone in hand. She froze in the doorway. Late night? I asked, not looking up. I was at Becky's, she muttered. I held up the latest photo Kyle sent me. Jessica, bent over his lap, his hand on her thigh. Becky, huh? She didn't answer. I'm filing on Monday, I said casually, setting the phone down. Her eyes flickered. Filing for what? Divorce. Jessica's lip curled. You're bluffing. I didn't blink. Kyle already agreed to testify if I need him to. Her mouth opened, then shut. You're not getting a cent, Jess. Don't even try. I saw the panic flicker across her face. Good. Jessica came downstairs as I zipped up the last suitcase. Her hair was a mess, lips twisted in that same smug expression she always wore when she thought she could talk her way out of anything. What the hell is this, Matt? She snapped, arms crossed. I shoved the suitcase toward her. Your shit. Pack the rest yourself. She laughed. Actually laughed. Like I was some clueless idiot she could manipulate with a kiss and a fake apology. You're being ridiculous, she said, walking up to me, pressing a hand to my chest. I get it. You're upset. I fucked up. Okay? But we don't have to do this. I stepped back. Yeah, Jess, we do. Her eyes narrowed. You're not serious. Where am I even supposed to go? Try Kyle's place. I smiled coldly. I'm sure he's got room since his fiancée left him. Jessica's face dropped at the mention of Megan. She knew damn well Megan had dumped Kyle after I showed her the texts and photos. She's still pissed at him? Jessica muttered. You mean at you? Yeah, Jess. I'd say so. Jessica sank onto the couch, running her hands through her hair. You don't have to do this. We can fix it. I leaned against the wall, arms crossed. You deserve this, remember? She looked up sharply. Matt.
No, yes.
I'm done. You fucked up, and now you're dealing with it. Her lip trembled, but I wasn't buying it. By noon, she was gone. I watched from the porch as she shoved her bags into the trunk of her car, slamming the door hard enough to shake the windows. She stood there for a minute, arms crossed, glaring at me. You're going to regret this, she spat. I sipped my coffee, not bothering to respond. Jessica climbed into the car, revved the engine, and peeled out of the driveway like she wanted to leave tire marks as a final fuck you. I let her go, but I wasn't done. Jessica thought she could run to Kyle. She thought he'd take her in, that they'd keep their dirty little affair going. Kyle had other plans. Kyle texted she showed up. I told her to fuck off. Thought you'd want to know. I laughed out loud. Me, appreciate it. I owe you a drink. Kyle, nah man. Watching her lose her shit was payment enough. I knew Jessica. She wasn't the type to crawl away quietly. She'd try to claw her way back, maybe throw some sob story at mutual friends to make me look like the villain. I was ready for it. I sent the pictures, the ones Kyle had taken, to a group chat with some of our closest friends. Me. For anyone wondering why Jess and I split. Thought you should know. Reactions flooded in almost instantly. Becky, holy shit, Matt. She said you were emotionally distant. Jake. Distant? Looks like she wasn't. Damn, dude. Sarah. So she lied to all of us? Unreal. I sat back, watching as Jessica's carefully crafted lies unraveled in real time. Her phone calls came next. First a text. What the fuck, Matt? You're ruining my life. Then a voicemail, voice shaking with fake tears. I can't believe you're doing this to me. This isn't fair. I didn't respond. She made her bed. Now she could lie in it. Alone. Later that night, Kyle and I grabbed drinks. He raised his glass with a grin. Here's to your freedom, man. I clinked mine against his. To freedom. And to making sure she never forgets it. Thank you for listening the story to the end. Write your thoughts about the story in the comments, and do not forget to subscribe. Bye.